Welcome back to the Comic Book ASM Artist. Today we are continuing to read Marvels. This is issue number 2. It wasn't that long ago, but it was a different time. Look alive, people. 3 of those costume maniacs are ripping up downtown. They got a mat on for the Avengers, and they're taking it out on us. All I want is to see our rear ends headed for the... Phil, you're still here. Good. Here's 5 rolls of film. Use 'em up. I don't want the bugle beating us out again. Mr. Bushkin, as a freelancer, I don't ally myself with double rate for exclusive first use. Whatever you get, you got it. There was so much energy in New York, as if fireworks had been going off for months. The birth of the Fantastic Four, Thor, Giant Man, the return of the Submariner, and of course the biggest blast of all, the showstopper that lit up the world like a dozen 4th of Julys rolled into one. There he is. Just to catch a glimpse of him, always in motion, always moving forward, like a force of nature in chainmail, never a hesitation or a glance backward. We were in awe of him all the time, of all of them. Phil, the Black Knight's buzzin' Canal Street, let's move. I heard he'd return, but I did. Up by Macy's, he vaulted clear across 34th Street. Isn't he wonderful? Gee. He saved my whole unit back in the big one. Saved a lot of units, Pops. And even when we were scared, when lives were threatened, blast, there he goes. Get a shot, Phil. Got it. What is this skunk? It ain't poison, is it? It was. He stuck us to the ground. Couldn't move. It'll be okay, honey. The Avengers will get him. We knew they'd come through for us, that they'd make everything all right. They're Iron Man. Like I said, it was a different time. It was life or death. It was grand opera. It was the greatest show on earth, and we, every single one of us, we had the best seat in the house. Wow, holy, will you look at that? Cripes, the size of 'em, Phil. I got it. A front page for sure, money in the bank. Maybe even a magazine cover down the line. Maybe more than that if I'm lucky. What do you mean? Tell you later. I don't want to jinx it. Get that to Bushkin for me, would you, Fred? I've got an appointment. I'd been a freelance news photographer for years, and I loved it. Still, I was a family man, and I had to think about the future. Nice, very nice. Especially this one of the Fantastic Four. It's so human. The way the Thing is looking at Mr. Fantastic, you'd almost think he hates him. It was their first press conference. I was pretty lucky. Still, I don't know, an entire book of news photos? You really think the public would... Don't think of them as news photos. They're more, celebrity shots. People are fascinated with the Marvels. Everywhere I go, Marvels? That's what I call them. I think it'd make a good title, too. I suppose you've put together an attractive package, and I can't deny you're an excellent photographer, but I'm not sure we could successfully publish a... No, it's true, I saw it. Really? Looked like he was over the Parkway Interchange, eh? What in? Let me see. The Human Torch. No kiddin', Maladad. Do you think it was the Hulk, maybe? A Fantastic Four alert signal. I wonder what mission they're all off on now. Let me just point out that those people down there are New Yorkers, Mr. Schwed. They see this kind of thing all the time. Think how they'd react in Chicago, San Diego, Peoria. All right, I don't need to have a house fall on me. I'll give your agent a call. We'll talk terms. Great. So who do you think we should get to write the text? Isaac Asimov? Ben Urich? Norman Mailer? Well, since you mentioned it, I was kind of hoping I could take a crack at it. That'd be all right, I suppose. But I'm not going to give you a contract without seeing some samples. Tell you what, you come back with a chapter or two, or anything that shows me you can write, and it's a deal. Thanks, you won't regret this. Not if it makes money, I won't. It's been a pleasure, Phil. A book. I was going to write a book. How would it start? Eagles and Gilgamesh, Roland and King Arthur, the names of legend. But the legends are being outshone in the form of, too highbrow. Colorful costumes, peculiar names, astounding powers. Put them together and, too corny. Huh? What the? Keep after him. Don't let those monsters get away. Down that way. Surround him. My first thought was that it might be a story, that I should get some pictures. I thought it might be purse snatchers, but the crowd wasn't just angry, they were frightened. What is it? What's happened? They tried to kill him. Who? A construction worker. They attacked him just for the thrill of it. No, I meant somebody's got to do something. They knocked him right off the scaffolding somehow, but that wasn't enough for them. They tried to blast him to bits, clawed at him, tried to smash him into a wall. He's still alive, but we're going to show him that they can't mess with the real humans. I heard later someone said they weren't trying to kill the man, but save him after he fell. But that didn't make any sense. They wanted us all dead. Everybody knew that. The X-Men. I'd never seen them before, but I'd heard of them. Superpowered mutants. Freaks. They looked just like normal people. But you never could tell. Stay back. Don't touch me. You heard the lady. Back off. What's the matter, girlie? Real humans not good enough for you? Same to you. We don't want your kind around here. They were criminals, killers, stinking muties. We moved in. There was a chunk of brick in my hand. Ow. Why, you miserable Iceman, don't. Forget about it. They're not worth it. Like a summer squall, it ended quickly. The one they called Cyclops blasted a hole in the wall and they vanished into the shadows. The crowd dispersed. But his words stayed with me. They're not worth it. Not worth it. What did he mean by that? On the way home, I wondered why I did what I did. I was a newsman. I didn't make the news. I observed it. At least, I usually did. But there was something about the mutants. They were the dark side of the Marvels, where Captain America and Mr. Fantastic spoke to us about all the greatness within us all. The mutants were death. They didn't even have to do anything. They were our replacements, scientists said, the next evolutionary step. We, Homo sapiens, were obsolete, and they were the future. They were going to kick the dirt onto our graves. They're not worth it. It was a terrifying thought. Well, obsolete or not, we weren't going out without a fight. Not when we had so much to protect. You can't beat me, Hulk. I'm the Thing. I'll pound your ugly green face. No, you're not gonna. You mean old... Beth. You shouldn't climb up so high, Beth. I had to. I'm the Hulk. Jenny always makes me have to be the bad guys. I do not. I let you be Spider-Man, remember? Spider-Man's icky. I didn't ask if they ever played X-Men. Phil, I thought I heard you come in. How was your day? Pretty good. I sold my book, I think. That's wonderful. So, what are you not telling me? Why do you sound so worried? What was I going to say? That I was scared of mutants would enslave our daughters? I'm not sure Jenny or Beth should idolize the Marvels that way, Doris. It might not be healthy. Oh, Tosh. They're healthy as two monkeys, and need I remind you that if you hadn't gotten over your fear of those guys, it wasn't fear exactly. Okay, I'm gonna be the Human Torch. You'll be the eel. Ick. In a way, the mutants were worse than the supervillains. The eel, he was just a man in a suit. Dangerous, sure, but the Torch would stop him, would protect us. Who would protect us from the mutants? I had to wonder, were the mutants the price we paid for the Marvels? The negatives without which the pictures we wanted couldn't exist. After a good night's sleep, though, I put the mutants out of my mind. Things were back to normal. We hadn't moved in 10 minutes. What's the hold-up? We haven't moved in 10 minutes. What's the hold-up? It's on the radio. Giant Man's fighting Spider-Man. The police have blockaded the area. Traffic's backed up. The terminal's a mess. Can you see them from here? What did Spider-Man do? Who cares? Can you see him? I was thinking about putting a new section in my book, just pictures of people reacting to the Marvels. What if one of them ripped someone's car in half? What would the owner do? Look, it's Thor. Where? Let me see. Where's he headed? Avengers Mansion? Probably try to get him to autograph the pieces. What do you mean, who? Craven, the big game hunter. He's coming to New York. I need whatever the morgue has on him. What are you, deaf? Yeah, the heavy machinery show. It's Bob. He's got the police captain at the brigade. No, look, it's a good tip. He's calling himself the Beetle, I think. Phil. We're in the hottest paper in the city. Look at this. Got any more? Just some file stuff maybe, but look, since you're in a good mood, Mr. Bushkin, call me Barney. I'll keep telling you. What accounting mess up? Your check? No, the check's fine. I was just wondering if you'd let me try my hand at a little writing. You're not giving up photography? No, nothing like that. I got the perfect thing. Gal named Masters having a sculpture exhibit. Here's the passes. I need 10 inches by next Wednesday. She's connected with the Fantastic Four somehow, so get those pictures of them if they show up. That way, even if I have to junk the article, it's not a total loss. Look, over there, is that, say, my autograph book, standing right in front of the statue she did of him. Gonna just die. No, I figured Barney was making a pretty safe bet, considering the pictures I was getting. Of course, he did have the Globe Society man there, too, and no wonder. Reed Richards and Susan Storm, whose romance was A-level news and all the gossip columns, were there. Such a wonderful couple, don't you think? Heard that on the side, she and the Submariner. Well, I never. The Human Torch was there with some pretty teenager. Come on, Dory, let's grab some punch. And maybe I'll heat up a little hors d'oeuvres for you. Johnny Storm, don't you dare. What's the old phrase? Everybody who's anybody. The handsome Anthony Stark, rich and single. Wonderful exhibit, Alicia. You've captured the Avengers perfectly. Thank you, Mr. Stark. Call me Tony. I'd like to discuss a commissioned work. It gives me the shivers, Don. It's just a chunk of rock chain, but it is quite menacing. But I noticed the buzz tended to fade dramatically. Maybe I'll buy one, Hank. And just where would you keep it, young lady? The closer you got to a single figure... Oh, look, Eunice. But don't be too obvious. My, he certainly is ugly, isn't he? At least he's not one of those horrible muties. It took about 60 shots and had a brief chat with the sculptress. Amazing that a blind woman could do work like that just from physical descriptions. But she'd certainly chosen the right subjects. That much was clear from the exhibit, even if the thing was accepted by the public. What a city! From the heights to the depths in the moment. That was the nature of the place. At least the suburbs, it was different. We didn't have the marvels, but we didn't have the mutant scare either. Out there, we were away from it. We were safe. We all thought that back then. Jenny, sit up straight, Beth, elbows off the table. So did Mr. Bushkin like your article? I just turned it into him today. He didn't have a chance to read it while I was there. Oh, but I stopped by the Daily Gazette offices today. They're doing a think piece on the Williams embezzlement case. Bought a bunch of my Iron Man pictures. What's the connection? Williams Innovations and Stark's Industries are competitors, honey. Williams claims Stark's the reason his company is failing. Pretty ludicrous if you ask me. But I guess I owe him a commission. I'd hardly have sold those shots otherwise. You shush. They were achingly innocent, and I wanted so much to shield them from anything that had changed that. Playing their little girl games, swiping table scraps for some stray dog or cat they'd befriended. It was so adorable. This way, Miss Storm, another shot. Smile, please. Meanwhile, the fireworks didn't stop. Gentlemen, some of you obviously have gotten word of our announcement. But let me make it, all right? You can take all the photos you want afterward. As leader of the Fantastic Four, and perhaps more importantly, As a man deeply and hopelessly in love, I'm honored and delighted to announce that Susan Storm and I are engaged, and that we'll be getting married just as soon as all the appropriate arrangements have been made. To call it a bombshell hardly did it justice. It seemed like everyone wanted to be a part of it. A one-shot magazine? A book? Really? On the wedding? I don't know, Jonah. All my Fantastic Four photos? Since we go way back, Phil, I'm offering a modest royalty in return for perpetual rights, of course. For a while, it almost seemed as if nothing was going on in the world. Almost. Fabulous exhibit piece, Phil. I'll have to rewrite, boy, show you where you went wrong for next time. Next time? I'm putting you on the Globe press list for the Fantastic Four wedding, pal, so save your tux. But the world didn't slow down. Hobbs, what happened to you? Try to bring Creel by yourself, did you? This has gone way beyond a man-hunt for escaped convict, boys. Creel's got some kind of fantastic powers. Thor tackled him, and he got his hammer handed to him. Yes, it's true, the original Avengers have taken a leave of absence, and we four will soldier on in their stead. It's awful. My boss, he saw the whole thing. I don't think this will stop the wedding, do you? And it was easy to get lost in it, to forget about any problems that weren't immediate ones. Still, just because you forget about something doesn't mean it's gone. Phil, over there, you've got a shotgun at home, don't you? Grab it. We'll need all the men we can round up. What's going on, Arthur? Mutants. We saw one out by the Kemper's trash cans. Face like a skull, but who knows what it was up to. We've got to get them, Phil, before they get us. We'll be heading toward the park. Catch up with us. Mutants? Here? It wasn't fair. We worked so hard to give our families a good life, to keep them safe. It wasn't fair. Daddy, don't let them hurt her, Daddy. Hurt who? Hurt her? I think you'd better see this, Phil. Down in the basement. You remember the stray dog? The one we thought the girls were sneaking food for? How long has it? I couldn't think. Was it contagious? If the girls had touched it? If they'd been infected somehow? We found her in the park, Daddy, after that big storm. She was all wet and cold. I was hungry, mister, or I'd have kept hiding. Daddy got fired out of his work. Mommy cried all the time. They said they couldn't take care of me anymore, that it was all my fault. They went away. They were evil. The mutants wanted to kill us all. Everybody knew that. Are you going to send me away? She's nice, Daddy. She plays with us. Nick Cosgrove and Arthur Lindstrom out there with their guns. They were our friends. We played bridge with them, but they knew they'd burn this house down and us in it if they knew we were sheltering a mutant. They were that scared. I was that scared. But there was something in her, in its eyes, and I couldn't help thinking of the liberation of Auschwitz and the look in their eyes. And Dad? Dear God, Doris, she's just a little girl. I didn't know what to do. T-shirts. I needed more information, something that would help me make up my mind. Get your official wedding t-shirts. Information on the mutants? Sure, we're about to run a feature spread on them. I'll ask Barney if it's okay to make you a copy. Yeah, I got it. Straight from the caterer's assistant's cousin. The full menu for the reception, down to the melon balls. The library had a lot of material too. It wasn't much help. Aside from the scientific stuff, there were reports of the X-Men freeing a military base from Magneto, protecting defense secrets, even attending an engagement party at the Baxter Building. On the other hand... Yes, hello, I was just wondering, does the FBI have any pamphlets on mutants or anything? What about the general public should do? If you have a mutant sighting to report, sir, we'll have a team of agents sent out right away. No, thank you, it's nothing. There were reports that the X-Men were seen frequently in Greenwich Village. I thought if I could find them, maybe they could take her. I started spending evenings down there, and sure enough, look, that mutant kid, Iceman, and the other guy, he must be the Beast. But when I finally found them, forget about it. They're not worth it. What if they remembered me? It was amazing. You bet we're gonna be there. Right up front. We'll camp out all week if we have to. The city was gearing up for the event of the decade. Yeah, the whole thing's on Channel 5. A couple interviews and such. Then the wedding itself. We're gonna grill up some steaks, have a few friends in, make an evening of it. You? And I was so preoccupied I practically sleptwalked through it. Look, it's Tony Stark. And is that Lauren Bacall? Oh, there's Millie Collins, the model. My boy has her poster. It was a lovely wedding. I remember thinking at the time, with so many Marvels in one place, it would be an ideal time for their enemies to strike, to wipe them all out at once. But it all went off without a hitch. It wasn't until afterward, when I met Barney to deliver my film. Phil, I'll have this messengered over to the Globe darkroom right away. Photo editors ready and waiting. You'll make deadline on the feature? You'll have it tomorrow by 5 o'clock. Fabulous. Then join the party, have a beer. Look who's been asking for you, Iggy. I haven't seen you in years. I run at a deli now, in the Baxter Building no less. But I had to come down here for this. Had to be with people with printer's ink in their veins. No one knows what causes mutations. Your own children may be mutants. What? Who's that? The big debate. Bolivar Trask and some egghead named Xavier. He says we're all off base about the muties. They're just fluffy little bunnies who want to make nice with us. Pah! You must not let ignorance, rumor, or unreasoning fear stampede you. It was supposed to be just a debate. Here's Trask. Looks like Karloff, don't he? You some kind of mutie lover? I've created a defense for mankind. Whether I win or lose this debate doesn't matter. The mutants will never take over the human race. Not while my new army of Sentinels lives. Sentinels? A pal of mine at MIT told me what Trask is up to. Watch this. Sentinel. Take the professor into custody. Good heavens, what is this? The bar went silent, but Trask wasn't. He told us about his mutant-hunting robot army, about how they were completely under his control, and then, "We are the Sentinels, we serve none. We are experiencing technical difficulties, please stand by." Foswell, get over there now. Bran, I want a phone connection yesterday. Gavin, Jay, whatever Foswell gets, I want more. Move, what are you, at a party? It was perfectly understandable sending reporters to the TV studio, but that wasn't the real story. The real story was the people who'd been scared too long, who'd been wound tight by talk of mutant menaces and hidden conspiracies and shadows under the bed, who'd been wound tight and cut loose. The real story was the people who started breaking things. Kill 'em all, kill 'em all. Come on out, mutants, come out and die. And a month earlier, I would have been one of them. But it must have started with a jostle at the subway platform, or one guy looking at another guy's girl too long. That guy must be a mutant, hurt him, make him pay. It must have started like that, with isolated outbreaks of violence. By the time it reached us, they were just destroying anything they could reach. What were they thinking? You could see it in their faces. They weren't. They were just afraid and angry, and they were lashing out. And when they woke up tomorrow morning, it would be just a dream. Something that happened to someone else. I had to get a record. Had to show them. Show us all. What we did in our nightmare. Help, please, my leg. It's all right, it's just trapped. You're going to be okay. It was only fitting that the Sentinels ended it. After all, they'd been the ones to finally touch it off. They must have been scanning for mutants to capture or something, but the light, it made us look around, made us see, and then we were thinking we were just people again, people in a street full of broken glass. It's okay, I can walk. Oh my lord, Doris, the girls. At Penn Station, they weren't even selling tickets. They were just getting people out of Manhattan as fast as they could to get the trains moving. It was only this afternoon. I don't know what it was I was thinking on the trip home. The little mutant girl discovered, the house burning, my kids. Mommy. I'm here, Bethy. Mommy's here. What is it? What's happened? She left a note. Dear Mrs. Sheldon, thank you for everything, but I have to leave. I do not want your family to get hurt because of me. I took some food. Thank you for the new clothes. Love, Maggie. She was out there, alone, on this of all nights. And we would never know what happened to her. Sentinels have mysteriously disappeared somewhere in the Westchester County area. The mutant team known as the X-Men were also seen in the vicinity. And of course, I had to write my article about the wedding for Barney. Not hard news, chatty atmosphere stuff. I had to recapture all that magic and joy, and I had to do it right away. Newspapers don't wait, not even weekend supplements. Daddy, is Maggie going to be all right? I wanted more than anything to tell her everything would be fine, that there was a happy ending. I don't know, Jenny. Sunday. A clash of titans, a battle of behemoths. The invincible Iron Man takes on the Soviet Union's terrifying Titanium Man in a neutral nation of Alberia. Who will win, us or them? See the action, feel the excitement. It's a nitro-charged blowout of the century, and it's live. Close up in your living room here on NTN Sunday. I hope so. End of Book 2. Alright, well that's going to do it for tonight. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you thought. Don't forget to hit the bell for notifications. And have a good day or night. Thanks. Bye.